We've created our T-nuts, our parallels, imported our vise, and we realized that there are some issues. So we want to correct these issues. First, we're going to start by moving all the geometry with our G55 part to the left in the X, or the negative delta X, by 1/8, so that the end here will clear the end of the parallel by 50 thou. To make this easy to do, I'm going to start turning off levels. I only want to see this geometry to make my selection easier. So I'll just start shutting off levels. Not that one, because this is the geometry I want to move. But I'll shut off many levels. So now I can easily select my G55 geometry. Except that, I'm going to select XFORM, translate, window select all of this geometry, and my selection. Tell it I want to move in the delta X negative 0.125. And I'll accept that. Clear the colors. Turn all the levels back on to see how it looks. So now, if we analyze our geometry, so analyze distance from this edge of the part to the edge of the parallel, gives us a clearance of 50 thou. So our tool will pass within 50 thou of the parallel, which is fine. So I'll accept that. I also, now I'm going to fit the screen isometrically, need to move everything except for my original part 1/8 to the delta X negative again. So I'll go back to the level manager, and I'm going to turn everything off except for that original part. So I'll make level 1 active. I'm going to say all off, and then I'll look at what geometry I need to turn back on. So I only want to keep this geometry here that's associated with this nut off and move everything but it. So I want to look for all of that geometry first. So I'm going to need to leave level 1 and 2 on. I can also see I've created an issue here. So I need to move this to my G55 level. So before I go any further, I'm going to do that. So that's level 4. Okay. So to move entities from one level to another, I'm going to right click on level. I'll select the geometry here, end my selection, and I'm going to tell it I want to move it to the G55 geometry level and go OK. I'll accept that, force the visibility of it off, and fit my screen. So I'm still trying to make sure I have all the geometry associated with just this part on, and then I'll shut these levels off and turn the others on. So I'll keep working my way through. So if I turn that on, geometry I can't see currently in my screen, zoom extents turned on, so I don't want it. I know I don't want the G55 geometry. So I'll turn this on, and I'll keep fitting the screen just to make sure I haven't gotten anything I don't want. So now I've found that for level 1, 2, and 10, I want off. Every other level I want on. So I'll make level 3 active. So 1, 2, and 10 need to go off. And every other level, whoops, not 10, gets turned on. I'll say OK. I'll fit the geometry to my screen. So I should see everything except for my original part. So now, we'll refit the screen. I'm going to move all the visible entities. So I'm going to choose XFORM, translate, all entities, and my selection. Again, I'm going to move it in the delta X negative 0.125. I'll accept that, clear my screen colors, turn all my levels back on, and verify that I've done the correct thing. So to verify this, once again, we'll analyze the distance from the finished edge of our part to the edge of the parallel, and we can see once again we have 50 thou clearance. When we actually machine this, we're not clamping on a great deal of material. So we're going to take light cuts. But for now, we're almost ready to add the solids together. The last thing to do is to move the movable jaw up until it touches our part. So to do that, if you recall when we imported it, the movable jaw is on level 101. So turn it back on. One more XFORM command. I'm going to say XFORM translate. This time I'm going to use the all button to choose all of level 101 entities. I'll end my selection. And I didn't bother analyzing the distance, so I can do that now. I wish to move these in the Y axis. So I'll right click in the Y and I'll tell it I want to move it the distance between 2 points. I'll select this point and the midpoint here. So I get a preview of what's happening. I'll say OK. Regenerate my colors, and then I'll have a look. So my jaw is now touching my part. There's no gap. If it interferes a bit, that's fine. Go back to my isometric view, fit my screen. I'm happy with my work, so I'm going to save it.